So I was at the water cooler and someone told me that you really urinated in a girl's mouth.
Yeah, these are like well-researched questions. I told that story in 2014. Your team are some great researchers. What a department. What a department, chat.
I know.
God
I
damn.
actually can't believe how good. Look at this. Look at this setup. They have two peepos up here. They even spelled your name right.
That is nuts. That is truly remarkable stuff. Yeah. When I was 19, I had just lost my virginity, and I went to a buddy of mine's frat at Michigan State, MSU. They called themselves Skull and Bones, which is some of the dumbest, most like overly try hard cool guy shit to call yourself Skull and Bones, but they did. And they were throwing frat parties for St. Patty's Day. And at that time, I just had so much momentum. Like, I just lost my virginity. I was feeling real good about it. And I met a girl, and I got very high, and she invited me over. And when she gave me a blowjob, I pissed in her mouth
Like on
all over the place.
purpose.
No. Well, I
What?
knew it was coming. Beforehand, I knew I had to urinate, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So I just pissed all in her mouth, like fucking waterboarded her with urine, and then peed all over peed all over her room.
Like he's like.
Yeah. No, it was pretty hardcore stuff. Like it was water sports before it was cool. And
So
also non-consensual. She didn't sign up for piss.
yeah, what did she do? What was her reaction?
She said, I just can't deal with this right now. And she cleaned herself up. She didn't do anything about the room. And then we still talked after that and made the coitus and everything. So it wasn't like a total disaster, but it was one hell of a story. She's married now, so hats off to her husband.
So
And
you should definitely tell that guy like, hey man, just warning you, I peed
if I
in.
ever, yeah, if he ever like comes into my chat one day and starts stirring up some shit, dropping the bomb on him.
Yeah, just like
I
yeah,
hit him with the cold water.
I pissed in your wife's mouth, and you know what? He might like that. Maybe he'll be like, all right, maybe I could start doing that, and she won't mind.
Yeah, or maybe he already does it now. Maybe that awoke something deep within her.
So
Maybe he's a huge water sports guy.
I don't really understand how this went. So was it like PD Piranha in Super Mario Sunshine where you just filled her up with water and then she fell over? Or like how does it work when you piss in a woman's mouth and then take it out and spray it everywhere else? How does it work?
Well, I guess I can describe the science behind it. It was more like so. I'm sure a man looking like you've certainly been around the block with blowjobs, either on the receiving or giving end. So face down,
Yeah.
there's only so much that you can like work against on gravity. So when that reached its limit, and it did pretty quickly, she like got the fuck away, and I was still midstream. So there's not a whole lot you can do once the valve has been opened, and I just kept pissing everywhere. And it was like really dehydrated piss too. So it wasn't like an unmistakable thing. I couldn't be like, that's just how I come. It was like, that's urine.
Were you talking to her while you were urinating, or were you just like staring at her like with your hands
No,
up? Like, how did it work?
I don't know. I just felt real bad. I don't think I said anything. Not that I remember, at least. I just felt bad. Like I just, that's not how you want to spend your St. Patty's Day. You don't want to get pissed in.
So was it worth it?
Yeah, no, it's a cool memory to have, and like a one up on that guy if I ever need to have that ace in the hole. I don't know if
So
I'll ever run into him again though.
speaking of running into men,